The Powell era at Syracuse University is drawing to a close, and what a ride. 12 points behind his brothers for the all-time scoring record. Today, the home finale, UMass visiting Syracuse. Next. From the Carrier Dome, this is Syracuse University lacrosse. This afternoon, it's the final home game of the regular season as the 4th-ranked Orangemen host the Minutemen of UMass. Syracuse is 9-2, UMass is 6-6. Hello again, everyone. I'm Doug Wright alongside Dale Drypolter. Glad to be back with you for another edition of Syracuse University lacrosse. Should be a great game today. These two teams really don't like each other. A great rivalry is built between Syracuse and UMass, but even more than that, the buzz around here at the Carrier Dome, Dale, is all about Michael Powell. Something we haven't seen on the lacrosse field before is what Michael's promising today. We haven't seen it yet, but it already has a name. They're calling it The Move. The Move, it's D-Day, it's H-Hour. This is the time, this is the place. He's got to do it today. It's going to be great. A lot of people here are expecting a great move. A lot of people on both teams looking to see this move. It's going to be a great game. And there he is, Mike Powell. I don't think UMass is going to make it come too easy for them. The Minutemen, like I said, do not like these Orangemen at all. They have some talented players, too. A couple of guys Syracuse has to keep an eye on. One of them works up front. He's their leading scorer, Kevin Glenns. Kevin Glenns, and talking to the coaching staff from Syracuse, they said these guys are very athletic, especially Kevin Glenns. 20 and 10, 30 points. He's a senior out of Merrick, New York, number 27, Kevin Glenns. And as we look at Syracuse, who else to profile but Michael Powell, will probably leave here the all-time leading scorer. With that favorite move, you can see it a couple times, the ankle breaker, where he goes back and forth so quickly. The defender looks like he's going to break his ankles. And you can see the body contact he takes before and after. He really does a lot for the Orangemen. Mike Powell, 30 and 27, 57 points. He is a senior, the last time in the Dome as an SU Orangeman in the regular season, Mike Powell. He's not the only senior saying goodbye, though. Sean Lindsay and Steve Malone at the midfield. Also Brian Nee up front. Should be a great battle as Syracuse takes on UMass. We'll get things started next.
Time Warner Sports presentation of Syracuse Lacrosse is brought to you in part by Ryan Lacrosse. Available at Dick's Clothing and Sporting Goods.
For generations, Syracuse University has offered those seeking a higher education the opportunity to share in a rich variety of educational and professional experiences. This timeless vision of learning, commitment, and success has been shared by Syracuse students past and present. Emphasis on the core values of quality, caring, diversity, innovation, and service makes Syracuse a leading student-centered research university.
Brian had a lot to do with certainly where the game is right now.
I think of quality and excellence in product and sticks.
I think it's a combination of history in the game, their willingness to be innovative.
Brian's been there from the start. We're very happy with the equipment, the quality, the protection.
It didn't take long for the players to be saying to us, Coach, this is the stuff we want to be wearing.
It's nice to know they've been there and they're going to be there in the future.
Back inside a very electric Carrier Dome. Doug Wright alongside Dale Drypolter. We're about to get started. Number 4, Syracuse and the UMass Minutemen. Here are the starters. First for UMass, Matt Tundo and Gene Tundo on the attack, along with Kevin Glenns. At the midfield, Chris Doyle, Sean Morris, and Andrew Recchioni. And on defense, it's Chris Gerback, Jake Reed, and Matt Garcia. The goaltender for UMass is Bill Shell.
103 saves, 7.88 goal against average, just over 52% save. He's a junior out of Mayapack, New York, Bill Shell.
Now let's meet the starters for your Syracuse Orangemen. 9 of 12 seniors in the starting lineup, including Michael Powell, along with Brian Nee and Brian Crockett up front. On the midfield, it's Kevin Doherty, Steve Malone, and Sean Lindsay. On defense, it's Dan DePietro, John Wright, and Don Vidosh, a senior, getting a start. And in goal for Syracuse, he likes to call himself the Wall, Jay Pfeiffer.
He is the Wall. He's a junior, 128 saves, 11.50 goal against average. Very steady, 52% save percentage. Jay Pfeiffer, a real key for the Syracuse Orangemen.
Let's meet the coaches for each team, beginning with UMass. That's Greg Cannella in his 10th season, 83 and 53, his record. And for Syracuse, it's John Desko, 6th campaign, 74 and 19 overall.
For the Orange, number 28,
The all-time series between these two dominated by Syracuse, but UMass won last year 14-13, so payback time for the Orange. And the officials for this game, Bruce Teague, Steve Miller, and Michael Bransky, and we are about to get started from the Carrier Dome.
Both guys out the face-off circle are looking to their wings. On the wings for the Minutemen, they've got two big sticks out there. They do that a lot. They've got number 13, Chris Gervat, on one side, and they've also got Steve Burns on the other. Let's see what happens.
Syracuse wearing orange shorts for their regular season home finale. Usually they wear blue shorts, but they're decked out in orange with the white tops. UMass in all maroon, and UMass with the ball off the opening face-off. It's down now in the Syracuse, and they battle for it, pick up out in front, and UMass is on the board first. Matt Tundo, the freshman from Orchard Park, gets his 18th goal of the year, and it's 1-0 Minutemen.
Nice job, Steve Burns on the wing, one of those big sticks. The pole, he came off the wing, put the ball down, and now it gets knocked around, and just Tundo, right place, right time as the ball squirted out, takes a quick shot. Syracuse not able to come up with the face-off. You can see Tundo came up with it right in front of the cage. It's 1-0 UMass in 17 seconds, and this face-off's going to be very important, and it's number 2 going to UMass, but it's knocked down right away by Syracuse.
Yeah, Jared Park making the nice play out there. The ball goes out of bounds, and they will give possession, it appears, to UMass.
UMass like to push the ball up the field. Let's see how they do it. They got Doyle way over on the side. He's back of the midfield line, about 7-8 yards back. He's going to have to clear it. Goes back to the goalie.
You know, the Powell brothers aren't the only brother combination. Matt and Gene Tundo both playing for UMass. That was the freshman, Matt Tundo, scoring the first goal. His older brother, Gene, is a junior. Both started attack. A couple of years apart, just like Ryan and Casey were at one time. Ryan and Casey Powell, of course. UMass with the ball, trying to go up by 2. That's Matt Tundo looking for a second goal. Nice move to get out in front. Underhand shot right on. Pfeiffer makes the save.
They definitely went right after Pfeiffer. They're going to play a little catch, and Pfeiffer gets the ball in the middle of the field.
He's got some kind of a wrap on his left calf there. Looked good on that save, though. I would imagine, since they don't wear things around their legs, these goalies, that could merely be just
a bruise that's never healed.
Exactly.
You know, it happened the first day of practice, and you probably got hit on it a number of times.
All right, here's Michael Powell. Anticipation will be in the air every time he touches the ball. Michael getting out in front, ducking over it. Oh, I thought he would have a shot there, but he was stumbling a bit, so he had to regroup himself, if that's possible. He still has the ball.
Just going to say, that's Jake Reed on number 18, one-on-one.
Powell gets around him, but then has it stripped away. Don't think the UMass defense doesn't feel Michael Powell's a marked man in this one. They'll be all over him.
Nice check. Doherty dropped that one on the carpet. One-hand check right at the midfield line. Syracuse clears it.
Great play. Steve Malone, one of the many seniors. For Michael Powell, now to Brian Nee near side. Steve Rakutis in there. Junior eligibility-wise, but Steve's a senior. Was redshirted. Has the option of whether to come back. Now it's Malone double teamed. For Powell. Racing out in front and scoring. That's become a patented move for Michael Powell. Not the move, but a patented one. It's tied at 1.
It's not even his normal ankle breaker. He just knows he's got to step on number 18, Reed. Watch. See right there? Reed was playing him to the other side. He sloughed off, gave him the other side of the field. Watch him. As soon as he knows that he can't get a stick on him, he's just going to take that little jump shot. Didn't even have to use the ankle breaker. Moves up. Mike Powell now 4th, 276. Needs 12 to set the record, 11 to tie it.
And that's not impossible, because the single game high, career high in a single game at Syracuse is more than 12. So, you know, Mikey could have less than an all-time day here and still get that record tied. Not that it would be easy to get 12 points in one game, but it's been done before, is my point.
Ground ball knocked around. UMass getting their offensive middies in as they came up with that ground ball. And you see Panarelli right there, one-on-one with number 25, Sean Morris, who missed some of the season with mononucleosis. This UMass team is very tough, and some of the losses they had some injuries, they had some sickness, so they're right hitting their stride now, according to the Syracuse coaches.
They've been strong early on against Syracuse, or even 1-1. By the way, Casey Powell has the single game point record at Syracuse with 13. He had that against Virginia in '97.
Syracuse just shifted. It looked like they had the short stick behind, the shorty behind, and then they sent another defender down and got a shot.
Oh, Piper got a piece of that one. Nice save.
Sean Morris taking a shot.
There's another look at that one. Hard to tell whether Piper did get a piece on that replay, but it's kind of sounded like it up here that it might hit a stick. UMass 3-1 in the shot category. And in control of the ball here. There's Kevin Glenn. We talked about him at the top. Double team on him. Don Vidas coming over on the slide and making a nice play. That's a bad pass. Ball's down there midfield. Picked back up by the Minutemen. They get a midi back and keep control of the ball. Sean Morris in possession. Moving against John Wright. Out high, that's Ryan Connell. Takes the shot, missed it wide.
Ground ball is kind of the story so far. 7-2 in favor of UMass as they time of possession and a shot there, and that is a save.
Makes that save. No question about that one. He's been sharp early on.
Syracuse coaches said this is a very athletic team, the Massachusetts team, and very, very physical. And they've got a little, almost an unforced error, but able to snag that. DePietro goes back to the goalie, and they got a lot of time.
Well, we saw Piper take a shot in the last home game on a 2-on-1 with Michael Powell.
Found out how hard it is to crank a goalie stick and get any kind of control over the ball.
Still, it was one of the highlights of the season.
It sure was.
Despite the fact he didn't score. Greg Rommel with the ball now.
Second midfield in, Bucktooth, Rommel, and LACROSSE. They've been very productive this year.
Yes, they have. Crockett. Here's Bucktooth with it now. Crossfield for Rommel. Racing toward the cage. Double comes back out high. Across for Bucktooth. Long shot to goal! 2-1 Cuse. Brett Bucktooth.
Nice pass by number 44. I think that was Brooks. Perfect pass. Watch him pass the ball back. See the slide comes. You see how he read that slide? The second slide never gets there. Perfect pass. He waits until the slide comes, and Steve Brooks, the freshman out of Libertyville, Illinois, dumped it off, and Bucktooth finished it. Syracuse up 2-1. Nice play by 26, and the assist to 44. Great look at that.
Bucktooth's been hot lately, and now off the draw. Ball's down, stripped away, battle for it, and wow, the hitting is heavy out there, just like we expected. A lot of physical play. Whew. You see that one right behind the play?
Yeah. Going to be against Syracuse.
Matt Tundo paid for that earlier goal because he got leveled on that one. Danny Brennan did the honors, I think.
Tundo a little shook up, going to sit on the bench for a while.
Yeah, he's seeing stars, I think.
So it's 8:48 left, as you can see, at an even game. Just going to say early statistic, ground balls went to UMass, which kind of tells the story. They've dominated time of possession, but Syracuse has come back and committed a penalty to give UMass the ball back, and they are working it from the back.
I was going to say, Dale, that sometimes they hit just as hard as in football out here. They don't wear nearly as much padding.
No, that's right.
And these two teams are hitting in this one. Long shot. Piper makes another save. And reports are we're going to have Mr. Piper for another year.
That's what they say. As they put a ride on, they're going to get that long stick. Want to pass to the goalie, make him play. He needs some help. Oh, just just kept that in. Now they don't have to, they get 10 seconds after they clear midfield. They haven't gotten to midfield. Now they have 10 seconds to get in the box. They were in no man's land there for a while. They spent a lot of time there. Give them credit, they made enough passes, but did not go back in the box, didn't lose the ball, and now they're going to take it behind.
And Crockett has it back there, racing out in front, looking for an opening, and instead goes back outside. Here's Doherty.
Setting up a play.
Fires in front, the shot goes wide. Crockett let it go and missed the cage, backed up by Powell. Syracuse has the ball.
The way they set that up, you could tell where they knew where the ball was coming from, and Powell stepped over just to be able to back up. It was well designed, as they knew they were going to go to the left side of the crease, shot, and they knew Powell was already over there. So it was a great backup. Now he does a little ankle breaker. He puts the defenseman on his knees.
Oh my goodness! And he puts it in the goal too. Defenseman on his knees, ball in the cage. 3-1 Syracuse. Powell has his second.
Jack Reed, 6'3", 210 out of Connecticut, right here, number 18. Watch what happens when Powell makes the move. Right there. That's the ankle breaker. He can shift so quickly, going right, think I'm going left, going back right, and then the goalie is just, that's a difficult thing for Bill Shell to even make any move on, and there's his goal average, or excuse me, his goal total up to 135.
Look out, Ryan. It's only 2 behind you. What an incredible move that was. Still not the move.
No.
He brought the defenseman to his knees, literally. Literally.
Yep.
Kevin Glenn's with the ball now after some fans thought they saw a Ward out there.
You actually have to gain advantage. You know, if you push that arm out, they're not calling it as they used to. You really have to gain some sort of advantage. If you just push the stick away and you don't gain an advantage, they're not going to call it.
I think that may be the favorite call of SU fans.
Of course. But
the one they shout out the most is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, that's right. They do. The other one I like is, sir, perhaps you made a mistake.
We beg to differ. UMass down by 2. Syracuse has scored 3 in a row.
Oh,
until
nice
now. Yeah. Pfeiffer couldn't get that one. It's 3-2. And on the goal for UMass is Chris Doyle. His 23rd of the year. He's the leading goal scorer for these Minutemen.
They had Panarelli out there on as the pole, and they're talking to him because they don't think that he slid down. I don't think. Discussing him with him right now as Doyle came up with a second goal, and so the starting defense, DePietro's out there, of course, and we talked about Don Vidash getting the start. So Panarelli's on the wing right now. Syracuse gets the face.
Crockett better look out behind him. Oh, he takes a shot to the back. He gets the pass off. I thought we'd see a flag on that. Crossfield pass by Powell. The back shot by Rommel missed it. Oh, my goodness. What a pass by Powell, though, threading the needle to get it out in front.
Yeah. Powell put it right on Rommel's stick, and he just might have hit somebody on the way through.
Nah, I just think the ball stayed in the stick a little too long.
You can't cradle like that.
No, it's not easy. Nope. That proves it. Knee falls down. There's a flag.
Yeah, this is UMass style here. A little talk, a little hit, and then he's just saying, but you're sitting.
You see knee?
Yeah, you're sitting, pal.
Some jawing back and forth, and Brian Nee says, see you later, Justin Walker. Take a seat.
Yeah, definitely a hold, and then that little jump there at the end.
Number 33 UMass 32nd.
So it's a 30-second hold for number 33. Syracuse man-up opportunity. EMO.
I think we said these two teams don't like each other. We're seeing that early on. Some taunting out there.
Well, the SU coaches said that this is, for the first time, they think UMass is really back at full strength from injuries and some problems they had, some sickness. So they feel that this is a team to be reckoned with.
Knee center, another behind the back shot, but that one's saved. And Bill Shell comes up with one for UMass. Shell It's going to get a piece out of Michael Powell, and now we have a timeout call. No.
Failure to advance. Failure to advance.
I thought maybe the UMass bench might have called a timeout there. Instead, it's Michael Powell with the ball.
Well, that's what happens when the attack plays defense and rides. They did a nice job of forcing UMass to take too much time, and the 10 seconds elapsed. Syracuse got the ball back.
Steve Malone just whistled one that just missed the cage. One of those 90-mile-an-hour jobs. Now it's Crockett bouncing one. Saved by Shell.
So no more penalty. They're all even up.
Yep, Syracuse got a couple of opportunities there, but could not score. Now UMass has a chance to tie this game back up.
Once again, we saw Panarelli use as a long stick midfielder, and that's where he is right now. He's on number 16 from Lundberg from UMass.
Lundberg just gave the ball up for Chris Doyle. Doyle and Matt Tundo, the goal scorers for the Minutemen here. UMass trailing Syracuse 3-2. Doyle has it far side, working against the short stick of Lindsay. Lindsay doing a heck of a job. So Doyle still has the ball. Takes the shot, missed it wide, but what a job by Lindsay going against the leading goal scorer of Massachusetts with the short stick and doing an effective job.
Running the invert, putting a short stick, putting the midfielder behind, knowing you're going to draw your shorty back there with him, and he pushes him off. Nice job of pushing him off. Didn't get the angle. Lindsay, good defense as they run that little invert, run the midfield behind, and Syracuse has seen that 100 times, so it's nothing unusual to them. Sometimes they'll double. They'll take two midfielders back, but that time it was one. They've done it again.
Shots all even at 8. Excuse me, Dale.
I'm just going to say now they run a switch. They ran a big stick back there, and
Pfeiffer stones Doyle. Ball's down. Pfeiffer's running out after it.
Loose push this way, going that way.
And a push against UMass. Syracuse ball.
So take a look at the save. Saw it the whole way. Could not stop the rebound. That's a dangerous one when it bounces out like that right in front of your cage. But a nice stop, nonetheless, for Pfeiffer. And Syracuse taps in.
And the offense will be set up by Steve Alone. Behind the cage now. Alex Zink, one of the seniors, muscling his way, shooting it wide. He is a big, strong young man, Alex Zink. He almost burrowed his way in there for a goal.
He's 6'3", 210 pounds, just off the mark. But they're doing one-on-one. They're taking the ball behind and then trying to power around from behind. They've done it 2 or 3 times.
Powell shoots from long range for him and misses the cage. Backed up by Syracuse. He's got that eye black on, signature.
I was down on the field earlier and saw him, and he gave me a little smile, and he kicked the ball over by me, and I looked up, and he just looks like he's still happy to play lacrosse. You know, just a great, loves the game, loves the competition, just a terrific athlete, and a great thing to watch for all the fans in Syracuse. It's going to be his last home regular season game.
We expect Syracuse to have at least one home NCAA tournament game in a couple of weeks. Powell cranking on. It bounced in. Mikey can't believe it himself.
That wasn't the move.
They don't come much uglier than this one, but they all count. That's his third.
Yeah, he took it off of 33, I think. Justin Walker. Watch Justin Walker. I think he's going to get this ball somewhere. Yeah, right off his stick. It hit his stick, put the ball down. It was headed straight for the goal. It was on the goal, but that stick deflected it down on one hop, and Mike will take it.
It had some crazy spin to it also. That ball had eyes. Syracuse getting beaten up in the face-off X, though, so far.
Well, so far, as I said, they've got both of their big poles on the outside, and then they try to obviously play defense.
Not this time, though. Park with it. Powell was calling for that ball. He wanted it.
Oh, Goldie, nice job by Shell.
Yep.
This is going to be a hit.
Zink couldn't get the ball away, though, from Justin Walker, and those two had words after that. Now here's an opening, and Pfeiffer makes another save. Long pass for Panarelli with the long stick in the attack end. Panarelli gets hit, falls down, no flag, no whistle. Now a flag comes. And I think this one's going against Syracuse. It is. Delayed penalty as Powell chases the goaltender. Shell still in possession. Penalty coming up against Syracuse. And now the ball goes down. And after all that effort, UMass doesn't get anything out of it other than a penalty.
It's going to be a slash. That's just Panarelli goes down.
Yeah, they got Brian Lee. That's the slash right there.
Yeah. Brought it right across the ribs.
And that doesn't tickle.
That's why they give you rib pads. It's a good example of it.
So Syracuse gets a man down for a minute. Great opportunity for the Minutemen to do some damage in this minute of man up. Lenz behind the cage. They work it outside. Long shot. Pfeiffer makes another save. This may be the best I've seen him, Dale.
He's really seeing the ball, no doubt about it. And he's against a very determined UMass team, but they have not been able to get one by him when they're going high on him, and he's just very, very good at seeing the ball today. Syracuse being very patient. Mike Paul behind with his shadow.
Yep, they want to make sure they get this man up wiped off. Powell had it stripped away. Final seconds of the man up.
Right, Reed's back there with him, number 18.
Sean Lindsay has it now, and we're back to even strength as Kevin Doherty comes on. Lindsay going one-on-one against Doyle. Throws it behind the cage. Crockett takes a hit. Still has the ball.
Flags down.
Yes, it is. Zink back for Crockett.
Let's pick, get through.
I tell you what, when they set a pick, these guys are fighting through the picks. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on.
Lindsay lets the blast go and scores. The senior makes it 5-2 Orangemen.
You got to get those hands away from the body when you do this crank. Watch how he gets the hands right away. Wiped out on this is a push as he puts it right by Shell. Watch him get the hands away. Perfect form. Puts it down low past Shell. As we said, the pushing penalty on UMass wiped out. 4 seconds left. Mr. Cannella shaking his head. He's had one go off one of his defenseman's stick and go in, and Syracuse just had a nice shot to make it 5-2.
Only 4 ticks left on the clock. And as UMass picks it up, that will do it from the Carrier Dome in quarter number 1. Jay Pfeiffer, he has been the wall. We'll start calling him the wall. He doesn't have to call himself the wall. He's been a wall. Syracuse up 5-2 after 1. We will be back to the Carrier Dome for the second quarter right after this.
For generations, Syracuse University has offered
face off for the Orangemen, and he wins it clean. Yep. We talked about Pfeiffer earlier. He's a junior eligibility-wise, a senior academically, and word is he is going to come back for one more year as a graduate student.
That's what everybody says. He's going to make sure he's going to go over and get the ball to a short stick. He goes over. There's a clear.
But Pfeiffer was among the SU seniors introduced with his parents before the game today. Syracuse with the ball, leading by 3 goals. Powell bounces one way outside for Steve alone, and Syracuse set up the offense as Kevin Doherty gets onto the field. Crockett from behind. Gets free. Looks for Powell behind the cage, instead gives it up for Doherty. Now it's Lindsay, long shot, hit the pipe, grazed the outside of the pipe and went wide.
That was an audio. You could hear that up here.
Yep.
No doubt about that. Only one thing sounds like the pipe, and that's the pipe.
And it wasn't a dead-on ping. It was more of a grazing ping, wasn't it?
Yep. A grazing ping.
Malone tries to get free. The slide comes. It's knocked away. The ball's down. And Doherty has it for Syracuse.
He's got a shot, I'll tell you.
He wants to take it, too.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Powell. Thought about feeding knee. Instead, he keeps it. We'll try a wrap around. It went wide. Backed up by knee. Syracuse keeps it.
Shell was checking where'd that ball go as he came around from the back again with his shadow, Jack Reed.
Syracuse still in possession, leading by 3 goals. Doherty, the grad student, near side. Tries to dip under. He does, and that one hit the crossbar, I think, before going out of bounds.
And somebody was in the crease, so it's going to go UMass way.
Let's see if that hit the crossbar on the way out. Yep, sure did.
I think it hit his mask.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it hit his mask.
Oh, wow. I even thought it's hard to see these things even on the replay sometimes.
That's why they go so fast. They have a lot more respect for the goalies.
Especially when you got to use your noggin.
That's right.
From point-blank range.
Good defense.
Lindsay trying to push him right out of bounds, and he does. Syracuse ball.
Good job by Steve Lindsay, the senior at a Cortland Manor. This is defense. He met him right as he came across midfield. Look at the body contact all the way. Pushed on the shoulder, gets him the last one right there.
Jamie Yeaman tried to do the tightrope act along the near sideline, but couldn't stay in bounds. So the Cuse has it back up by 3. In case you're just joining us, no, we have not seen the move yet. You don't want to dwell on it, Dale, but maybe somebody just turned their TV on and
that's right.
We're wondering if it's happened yet.
Stay tuned.
Exactly. We think he needs some open field in front of him. Syracuse 6 of 7 on clears. UMass 3 out of 6. It might take an unsettled situation for us to see it. We haven't really had one of those yet in this game.
And, you know, he vacillates between midfield and attack. He's playing attack right now, but he can play any place. And he's got.
Oh my goodness!
That was a slash.
Oh wow!
That'll count, and they'll be down a minute.
That's his 4th goal.
He took Jack Reed downtown and left him there. Watch this.
Yeah, Jack Reed's waiting for the bus, Dale.
Right. Still waiting for it. And watch what he does. He turns inside. Look at him come back. Now, right here, he slashed him right before that. Just hit him right in the middle of the back. There's one slash. There's the other slash. And you know what? He takes a tremendous physical beating every game. And you know what? He just gets up and comes back and puts it down your throat.
Michael Powell has 4 goals. Syracuse leads by 4. And how much are we going to miss that young man?
I was just going to say, the people who came to watch us have not been seated too much. Everybody's up because they're watching this guy, and this is the reason why.
I mean, how many moves did he make on this? There's 1,
2, 3, 4.
There's 3 or 4. Yeah.
5. Slash.
That's a 6th
slash,
move. A 7th move. 8, maybe 9.
Yeah. And then they push him at the end. Then they push him at the end. Yeah. And you see the finish. There's his brother Ryan. Just saw him briefly before the game. I asked him if he likes coaching. He said he loves it. You bet he's going to end up at someplace coaching, maybe here, maybe someplace else, but he loves coaching. He's a great guy to have on your team, I'll tell you that.
Well, his little brother's closing in on him with the scoring. Jack Reed in for slashing for 1.
GB Lax, proud sponsors of your hometown Orange Man. GB Lax, the only.
Here we're going to see this last goal. Well, these are all his goals. I'm sorry. There's the one. You will see the last one. This is the first one. There's a swim. Comes back. Beats Reed. Crank shot off the defender's stick, and then the last one you saw when he got slashed 3 times and put it in. And a good look at him right there as he you saw our little package of his 4 goals. Terrific job of getting that package ready too, guys.
That last one tied Ryan. 137 for Michael. We'll be back.
You didn't get one.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bone.
High point scoring mark here at Syracuse. Back at the Carrier Dome, and the Michael Powell show continues. 4 goals, no assists. Syracuse now on the man up. And he can add to that total. He's now just 8 points away from Ryan and Casey's all-time career high point scoring mark here at Syracuse. Lindsay has it. Feeds Valone, looking for an opening. Now it's Crockett. Long shot. He bounces it home.
Nice one-hopper by Crockett. They moved the ball around. They pulled it out from behind. Made a number of passes. Got that defense shifting. And Crockett's just in the right position. Nice pass by Zink. Nice assist. And you see the high hopper. Watch Zink. Nice job getting the ball. Faking one way. Putting it down is Crockett. And the goal is number 7 for Syracuse as they take a 5-goal lead.
7-2 Orangemen. Here's the draw. Gio out there scrapping for it. Jarrett Park racing after it, and he has it. They'll flip it back to Jake Pfeiffer. Syracuse has possession of the ball. To the midfield for Scott Ditzel, who brings it across. The former Hobart football player gives it up for Steve LACROSSE. Now it's Brian Crockett. Brett Bucktooth comes on. Second midfield out there. Bucktooth already has a goal.
Yeah, he's looked a lot more confident with his shot in his movement as part of the offense. It's a nice, as we said, with LACROSSE, Rommel, and Bucktooth. It's a nice unit out there, the second midfield.
Crockett near side. Rommel for Bucktooth. Going one-on-one. Can't get free. Now it's LACROSSE near side. One of the many seniors. LACROSSE had it stripped away. Good defense.
Number 13, yeah, that was Gervat.
Yep. And now they feed it ahead for Justin Walker, who brings it across the midfield line.
They are in desperate need of a goal, I think, to get this going again. As you see the turnovers, Syracuse has 6 turnovers. It's an irrelevant, at this point, an irrelevant statistic. But UMass has not been able to have a goal in a while. And when they have challenged Pfeiffer, he's been able to stop it, Doug.
Yeah, he's been the difference, really. I mean, this game would be a lot closer if not for Jay Pfeiffer's heroics in the cage. He's been awesome.
Yeah, for all those turnovers, Mass has only gotten 2 goals off it. So Syracuse settling down.
Sean Morris feeds.
Nice
look, yes. Exactly as you said, Dale. Sean Morris to Matt Tundo. Matt has his second. Not a heck of a lot Pfeiffer could have done about that one, and it's now 7-3.
No, that's when you make the long cross-cage pass. You got the goalie going one direction, bring him back and see how wide open it is there, because the goalie Pfeiffer had to play over, and it was just a perfect pass. Tundo finished it. It was Sean Morris on the assist. A nice pass to Matt Tundo, the freshman of Orchard Park.
He had the yawning cage in front of him, and he buried it, so it's 7-3 now. Keogh out there, and he gets another draw, at least momentarily. He's knocked down. The ball's under him. And it's picked out of there by Chris Gervat of UMass. Now it's free and stolen away by the Orange men. Ditzel looking for Powell. Powell has it.
See how Powell kept his head moving, finding out where everybody was?
Powell gets down, bounces back up, and shoots it wide.
You know, I got to tell you, he didn't score, but he gets up so quickly. I mean, you can't watch this.
Is he made out of rubber?
I know. This is just,
how do you do this?
This is Gervat puts him down. Watch.
Boink.
Right up, and he's already taking a shot. I mean, he's amazing.
The highlight reel for Michael Powell's a very long one, folks.
And that one didn't score anything.
Doesn't matter.
Right. It was just a good look at what an athlete and tremendous lacrosse player he is.
Wow. Here's Brooks. Brian Crockett. I mean, he must be, in a way, difficult to play with because you want to watch what he's going to do next if you're on the field.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, he's taking his friend Jack Reed way out. Jack Reed's out there with him saying, I need some help.
Powell makes the feed for Zink.
Paul wants the ball.
He gets the ball. Reed's on him. He fakes the pass.
Yeah.
He's got that ball in a string. He still has it. He cracks one. It just goes wide. Looking for goal number 5 already. I mean, every time he touches the ball, you're on the edge of your seat.
I would have to say, you know, that he probably isn't the recipient of much trash talk. What do you say to him? You stink, you know.
Yeah,
come
right.
on, try that again. You know.
You certainly wouldn't want to.
He just gets hit. They just hit him. That's what they do. I don't think they talk to him so much as they just try to hit him.
You don't want to say anything that might inspire him further. Under 8 to go, first half, Syracuse by 4. Crockett.
A lot of movement.
Yep.
Syracuse getting a lot of movement. A lot of cutters. Guys coming from behind. Oops, ball down. Ground ball's going to go.
Picked up by Brian Nee. He shoots it right on. Shell goes down and makes a good one. And there's the outlet for Justin Walker. Walker seems to be public enemy number 1 on UMass. He's the guy that Brian Nee waved off the field after that penalty.
So they had little numbers there as they made the transition from defense to offense, but they don't. Syracuse is in playing, so they're just going to take their time. UMass is until they get everybody in the position they want. They're running a little way out isolation. Let's see what they can come up with. Short stick behind, that little move where the midfielder will take the short stick back, and it gives you an advantage. So the short stick is looking for help from one of the long sticks if they try to move on them. And now they switch. Now they switched.
Yep. Connolly gives it up. Out high, Lundberg back for Connolly. And a return for Lundberg. Brett Garber now, far side. Working around near side for Ryan Connolly. Behind it goes for Gene Tundo. Scott Ditzel trying to wrap him up. Long possession for the Minutemen.
Yeah, they're taking some time off the clock, and they want to make sure that they don't, they want to get a good look. If they're not going to get a good look, they're going to take it back out and set it up again.
There's a long shot.
Nice shot.
What a ripper that was from Ryan Connolly. His 14th goal this season, and it's now 7-4.
5'10", 185. Ryan Connolly got a good look at the goal, and he got a good head of steam on the ball. This left-handed shot just beats him offside high. And you see if you can get that many steps and you can crank that ball that hard, it's difficult for the goalie to see it. Ryan Connolly, a nice shot, brings them to within 3, 5:53 left. Back to the face-off circle here where the 2 poles out there for Massachusetts again on the wings. That's Dean and a new one out there, number 40. I think it's French. 42 out there on the wing. Dan Whipple, but it's going to be Syracuse ball.
Yeah, freshman Michael Baguetta was out there to take the actual face-off, and he turned it right over to Syracuse.
The strategy is to put the two big poles out there on the wings, and if you can't throw the ball away or knock it away from the face-off man when it's out there, you can't pick it up. You're all ready to play defense, but it's a moot point. Syracuse got the face.
So now the Orange Man will try to reclaim a 4-goal lead. They've led by as many as 5 in this game. Doherty going 1-on-1 literally. Takes a shot right on Shell. Makes his save. The ball pops high in the air, and Michael Powell makes a basket catch a la Willie Mays.
Yeah. I got to tell you, Shell looks to me like he's, not that he was, he had tough shots on him, but he seems to be really getting stronger as the game goes on.
Crossfield pass for Powell. Double comes. He shoots anyway, and he scores his 5th of the game. 5 goals. Michael Powell. The lead is back to 4.
Well, this time he picks on a short stick here. I think he just, nope, long stick, got him. Yep, right there. They put a long, I was going to say, you don't want to have a short stick on him. And he just kind of does the jump shot right over the head of Shell.
He just passed Ryan on the career goals list with 138. 5 in this game.
There's Ryan.
Left you in the dust, buddy. I think he knows it too. You see a little smile on his face there? I think somebody informed him of that. He's like, man, next is my points record. That's coming too. They might even come here. Mikey needed 12 to tie his brothers, and he has 5 points. We're not to halftime yet. He's on pace, Dale.
Well, it will be an interesting race here to see if he can do it at home.
I mean, his career high for points is only 8.
I know, this would be.
But he's already tied his career high in goals with 5 in this game. And that's been his career high for one game. He did it against Army in 02, Fairfield in 03, and Albany in 04. So this is the 4th time Powell scored 5 in a game. He's never scored 6.
Good defense by Plunkett.
What a play. John Wright just plucked that baby out of the air.
And you see the timing. The goalie, Piper, just took right off, knew exactly that he was going to get the ball back to him, put it over to the defensive wing on the right side, and now they're up in the box, and DePietro's got the ball.
Powell was calling for the ball on the near side, too. He's trying to pull off Mikey's magnificent move. We haven't seen it yet. He needs some space to do it. It seems like anytime there's nobody around him, he's calling for that ball because he wants a chance to do it. It just seems like he's trying to get it off somehow.
There's got to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And he put it on himself.
There's a shot by Doherty, deflected high in the air. Crockett goes for it. The 2 players joust sticks. Nobody goes for the ball, and finally is picked up by UMASS. Matt Garcia flings a long one. Powell almost got back to steal it. No, that was Lindsay. Fly coming in on Ditzel.
That'd be a push. Not a bad push. A lot of talking here. Just don't let them get the fast break, and then make sure you stop. You know the penalty's there. Make sure they can't throw the ball anywhere. So he knocked the ball out of his stick. So Ditzel, the most penalized Orangeman, if I remember correctly. And last time I checked statistically, Mr. Ditzel adds to his record as he picks up 30 for pushing.
Well, I mentioned he plays some football.
Well, it's as I say, sometimes there's good penalties. That one wasn't too bad, I guess. If you got to take a penalty, stopped any kind of a break, and he's going to give the Orangemen's their man-down defense a chance to set up. Pretty good defense. Watch, I jinxed him.
Sometimes, Dale, those hard penalties are always a goal. Well, I guess it didn't work out in the long run. Brett Garber gets it, and just like that, it's 8-5. The point I started to make was sometimes you can send a message with a hard penalty and let the other team know you're there.
Bottom line is, anytime you put your team in the position of being a man down, it's difficult.
Yeah.
That ball broke from left to right. Watch this ball break. It's like a little curve ball.
Yeah, it did.
Nice look as you're going to see the ball shot by Garber, and it curved. You put a little English on that.
His 3rd this year. As Garber whips in the slider.
See, that's why those big poles are out there. Panarelli tried to pick it up, and they just knocked it away from him.
And with possession, yep, UMass calls time. They were under duress, the Minutemen were, and timeout taken by head coach Greg Cannella. We will take a timeout with 2:56 to go, first half. It's been a fun one so far. Syracuse leading UMass 8-5.
Hey, Steve.
Syracuse University has offered those seeking a higher education the opportunity to share in a rich variety of educational and professional experiences. This timeless vision of learning, commitment, and success has been shared by Syracuse students past and present. Emphasis on the core values of quality, caring, diversity, innovation, and service makes Syracuse a leading student-centered research university.
Syracuse Sidelines is the only weekly television show dedicated entirely to Syracuse University lacrosse. Each week, Time Warner Sports Channel 26 will feature highlights from SU's men's and women's most recent lacrosse games. Whether in the Dome or on the road, Syracuse Sidelines will have all the exciting action. Each show will also bring you an in-depth interview with both Syracuse head coaches John Desko and Lisa Miller. Syracuse Sidelines Lacrosse, Thursday at 7 p.m. only on Time Warner Sports Cable Channel 26.
Carrier Dome, just under 3 minutes to go. First half, Syracuse leads UMass by 5. But Bill Shell has not been shell-shocked in goal, has he?
He got 23 shots on him. There's a behind the back. He stopped easily. That was a good one right off his helmet. Nice low bouncer. He stopped that easily. And the last one, take a look at that one. Just off the other end of his stick. And he has been tough for the UMass Minutemen. 8 saves today. They've poured 23 shots at him in less than a half. Right now, however, it will be the UMass ball in the Syracuse offensive end. Their offensive end, I should say.
Both goalies have played well in this game. And look at how many shots have been taken. A total of 37. Only 13 have gone in. Connolly has one of those goals, and he has the ball now for the Minutemen. Chris Doyle for Ryan Connolly. Jared Park defending him. I would think that Minutemen feel this is an important possession. They use the timeout.
Right, and they're being very patient. They don't want to, they want to go into halftime down by 2 and say, you know what, we're doing great. Trouble.
Save Pfeiffer. Chris Doyle let the blast go, and Pfeiffer was right there to turn it away.
Ganarelli off him just a bit, gave him enough of a look at the goal that he got a good shot off, but fortunately they had it tracked down. The goalie had it tracked down and knocked it away. Pfeiffer, another good save.
Just under 2 to go, first half. Glenn's. DePietro shuts him off, makes the pass. The shot goes wide by Tundo.
Nice cut. You can see what they're trying to do is they cut through, cut down, and then get the pass. And Mr. Tundo has been warned by the referee apparently for doing a little talking.
I think he's stealing Mike Powell's eyewear fashion. You see that?
No, I didn't.
Looked like he had the same kind of thing going on.
Take the ball down and back as they've got 1:26 left. Short stick behind with number 44, the guy who scored before, Connolly, looking for a little bit of an opening. Passes off, back to Connolly, and they go behind. Syracuse doing a good job defensively, Doug. They just want to make sure that they don't give a good look. Number 44, he's got a hard shot, Connolly.
UMass has really milked the clock down, too. I think there was about 3 minutes to go when they called that timeout. Now we're under 1.
Well, they say they like to push the ball, but everybody likes to push the ball until they get it at the pace they want. Nice save.
For the wall, stops another one. He has been awesome. Great game for Pfeiffer. And look at Park swimming through the defense for LACROSSE. Now it's Crockett. Syracuse is going to take time.
Yep. Good call. 30 seconds exactly left, just like a Good strategic timeout called by UMass. This one was called by Syracuse, and John Desko is pondering what to set up.
Email inbox. Sign up for the official SU Athletics newsletter available at SU.
And let's take a look at the USILA coaches poll. Syracuse moving on up. Number 4 in the country entering this game. Johns Hopkins number 1 in the nation, followed by Navy. The Blue Jays beat the Middies by a goal in overtime a couple weeks back. Navy knocked off Colgate too in the Patriot League tournament. Maryland is number 3. Syracuse is 4th, followed by Georgetown. That's who Syracuse meets next week. That's going to be a good one. And then it's North Carolina, Ohio State, Princeton, Cornell at number 9, then Rutgers.
Check 7 and 10, Ohio State and Rutgers. Now that's two that you're not used to. It's a great look there at the parity in lacrosse. 11,000, Notre Dame 12, followed by Virginia, Pennsylvania, Brown, University of Denver, one of my alma maters at number 16, Villanova, Army, Hobart, number 20, Dartmouth. So Ivy League well represented, 3-4 teams. So it's a lot of parity at this Division I level.
And it's becoming more of a nationwide kind of sport. It's grown in the Midwest, and now it's out in Colorado,
Texas, California. Yeah. As a matter of fact, a goalie, from what you can read magazines, get on the internet, that a goalie from San Diego is being recruited by Syracuse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we had a player from San Diego not that long ago.
Yep.
Let's take a look at what's coming up here on Time Warner Sports, Cable Channel 26. The Mets and the Padres, Sunday, 4 o'clock. Right here on Time Warner Sports, Cable Channel 26. David Wells pitching for the Padres, the big fella, the former Yankees, doing pretty well out in the West Coast, speaking of San Diego.
Right, yeah. The guy who said, when they talked to him about being heavy, he said, I don't have to run the ball, and I just have to throw it.
I'm trying to come up with the name of that Syracuse player. His name was Wright. I'm trying to, I'm Doug. But the guy from San Diego was named Wright, and now it's driving me crazy because I can't think of his first name. We'll get it for you, though. Steve Malone has it for Syracuse. Behind for Brian Crockett. Final seconds.
You're going to get a shot off.
Crockett gets out in front. It just bounces high and wide. Picked back up by UMass. And they're going to try to run the final few seconds off the clock. And they do. And we are at halftime.
UMass very happy, down only by 3.
Michael Powell, 5 goals. Just another day at the office for the All-American as he heads to the locker room, still yet to unveil Mikey's magnificent move.
Look for it next football season, flying high above.
That's the end of the first half. Syracuse leading UMass by the score of 8-5. Well, for Michael Powell, it's been a long and wonderful ride here at Syracuse University.